Got a great movie premiere coming up this weekend, April 8th at Shelton Cinemas on Franklin Street. It's The Search for the Antlers Hotel. And I'm happy to have in studio with me this morning, Director of the Mason County Historical Society, Kristen Fabry. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good to see you again. It's been a little while to catch up with you. Also on the phone line this morning, Director of the Search for the Antlers Hotel. It is Dan Warter. Good morning, Dan.
Hey there, how's it going, guys?
It's going well, and thank you so much for coming in and checking in on us as we talk about the upcoming movie this weekend. Dan, let's start with you. We've posted the trailer on our Facebook page here so people can see this. What got you interested? Where did you first hear this story? Tell me about The Search for the Antlers Hotel.
Well, I was actually working in a scuba dive shop at the time, and I was a budding scuba diver, and so any kind of mystery, any kind of underwater object to go look for was, definitely on our list to go check out, especially anything new. And then we heard from somebody that came in that he had talked to some buddies, heard some rumors about these, sunken buildings up in Lake Cushman.
Mm-hmm.
It's a local lake. Get up there and go search for these underwater buildings. And being a new scuba diver, checking out a building underwater is probably number one or number two on your list of things to see underwater.
I bet.
So, of course, we jumped right at it. And, okay, where's this lake? We got to go find it. We got to see these things.
So was it difficult to get the backstory on the Antlers Hotel and how it came to be and how it came to the bottom of the lake?
At first, yeah, because it didn't seem like there was a lot of information out there. I mean, we tried to comb the internet, trying to find any information, and we really at first didn't even know what the name of the hotel was. So we had to do some digging to see what kind of buildings were out there. Were they just houses? What were they? And there wasn't a lot of information. The Lake Cushman Resort was the only website I found that actually had any information on, diving, underwater forest, and at the time they had information about diving a hotel. So at that point we knew it was a hotel. It also kind of excited us because we knew it was going to be big. And so from that point we can kind of do some searches like, okay, there used to be a hotel in Lake Cushman or a hotel in Hoodsport. What was the name of this thing? Mm-hmm. So from there we could kind of get more information to see what this thing looked like.
How long did it take you to put together this documentary?
Well, it wasn't full time, so it took about 13 years. It was slow going at first, just because we had to figure out where it was, what it was, and it was such a long distance. We would do it every couple weekends or something. So we weren't up there every weekend. We also had to wait for good weather, good visibility. So it always our time factor is always limited by visibility and by weather. So we couldn't be out there every weekend. So it took some years to get going on this.
Before we bring in Kristen and talk with her about where it's going to be showing this weekend, talk to me a little bit about, and I'm at dcsfilms.com, talk to me a little bit about some of the other work that you have done. It's a lot more other local stories.
Yeah, so we do a lot of historical research. So a lot of the work we do is right here in our backyard, Lake Washington, Lake Union. We've been documenting the historical wrecks in those lakes, as well as in the Puget Sound. I'm trying to find, in Lake Washington, there's old airplanes, there's old ferry boats, there's just hundreds and hundreds of wrecks. Lake Union, since it was a maritime commerce lake at the, back in the 1800s and early 1900s, there's a lot of old shipwrecks there, a lot of old ship parts in the water still there. So we do a lot of historical research trying to bring to the surface some of the history that people really don't know about in this area.
Are you going to be down at Shelton Cinemas this weekend to be able to sign autographs and talk a little bit more about this at the screening?
Yes, I will, definitely.
That is going to be excellent. And thank you for taking some time this morning to talk with us a little bit about the search for the Antlers Hotel. Again, we put the trailer up on our Facebook page so folks can see it. Again, Dan Warter, the director of this, and you can visit his website again, dcsfilms.com. Looking forward to this weekend, Dan, and thanks for putting this project together. It was when I saw the trailer for this, I thought, man, I had heard this story, and I thought it was an urban legend. Turns out, oh my gosh, there's a lot more to that story than meets the eye. So thank you so much for putting it together, and look forward to a big turnout this weekend.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Kristen.
Thank you. All right, Kristen, now that I got you here, let's talk a little bit about how you got involved with this and how you got with Dan and how we get this showing here this weekend.
The Antlers has always been an interesting story. We've had several people come in and want to do research on the Antlers at Lake Cushman. So Dan had contacted us probably about a year and a half ago, saying that he was trying to put together this documentary, that they were diving under Lake Cushman and wanted to do some research on the Antlers. So we got together with him, and I was super interested in the project.
Sure.
And really excited to hear about what was going to happen. So last year we had an event in Hoodsport, and it was sort of a sneak preview of the film. Where people could come out and they could see a little bit of the dive, but it was before it was completed and before they could really tell us what they found. So I think everyone was really excited to see, the end product.
I mean, you guys at the Historical Society have got just umpteen million boxes of historical data here in the county. Was there a lot about the hotel that you could find?
There wasn't a ton, but we did have a little bit about the hotel. The hotel was built in 1898 by Russell Homan, and the hotel was run until about 1925 when it shut down in 1922, and then they flooded the dam in 1925, and that's when it was covered with water. So we had a little bit, but Dan also did a lot of digging through our files too, and found some information elsewhere as well.
So it is going to be this weekend at Shelton Cinemas. Tell us where we can get tickets, and this all, I'm sure, helps out the Mason County Historical Society.
It does. This is a fundraiser for Mason County Historical Society. Tickets are $7. You can pick them up at the museum. They're going really fast. So
just one showing?
Just one showing, yeah, in both theaters there. So that's at 517 West Franklin Street in Shelton. We might have tickets at the door, but I wouldn't count on it. So if you want a ticket, just contact us at the museum. You can also purchase them online. Probably today's the last day that we're going to have online ticket sales.
All right. And how is the Historical Society doing? You guys doing well?
We're doing great. We have a lot of new events coming up. Next year we're doing our downtown historical walk with Mike Fredson that we do every year. And then we're going to be bringing out the Forest Festival displays again. So we have a lot of new things coming up this spring.
Well, before you know it, it's going to be a Forest Festival time to be sure. But we're talking about this weekend's Search for the Antlers Hotel Lake Cushman documentary, April 8th, 10:30, Shelton Cinemas. Get your tickets. Get them quick because they are going, and you don't want to miss this one at the Historical Society there. Also, you can get them online probably for the last day today. Again, watch the trailer at dcsfilms.com or on our Facebook page, or get a little bit more information as well at masoncountyhistoricalsociety.org. Kristen, thank you for coming in. And
thank you for having me.
This is going to be a big time. It's going to be packed there this weekend.
Yeah, it will. I think we're going to have a great turnout.